Now let us discuss the concept of dominant caste. You might have come across this term dominant caste, dominant caste, dominant caste in your daily life. This concept, the concept of dominant caste, is studied in detail by M.N. Srinivas, a sociologist as well as anthropologist. Actually, he studied the concept of dominant caste in a village by name Rampura in the Mysore region. M.N. Srinivas is from Mysore region. He studied the concept of dominant caste in the Rampura village of the Mysore region. And later he published the concept, that means his findings, in two of his works. They are Dominant Caste in Rampura and Social System of a Mysore village. The concept of dominant caste was introduced by M.N. Srinivas after carrying out his fieldwork in Rampura of Mysore. In his works, Dominant Caste in Rampura and Social System of a Mysore village. This is about introduction to this concept. In this class, we are going to discuss what is the meaning of or definition of the dominant caste. After that, what is the influence of dominant caste in the villages? And what is the significance of this concept? And finally, criticism. These are the things that we are going to study. M.N. Srinivas, after studying the dominant caste in Rampura region, he gave one definition in the year 1955. He gave one definition with three criteria. Forget about fourth criteria. With these three criteria, he gave one definition. According to his definition, in order to become a dominant caste, or in order to become dominant, a caste must fulfill three criteria. They are numerical preponderance, economic and political preponderance, and ritual status. Ritual status means that rank. That ritual status should not be too low. That means they should not belong to untouchable category. That's why if there is numerical preponderance, if there is also economic and political preponderance, and if their status is not too low in the local caste hierarchy, then that caste can become a dominant caste. That's why he defined it like this. A caste is said to be dominant whenever it preponderates numerically, when it also wields preponderant economic and political power, provided its status in the local caste hierarchy is not too low. Later, after 4 years, he himself admitted that his definition of dominant caste omitted an important component of or an important element of dominance. He named that element as a Western element. Western element means number of people in a particular caste pursuing non-traditional occupations, who are educated in non-traditional education and who have been pursuing non-traditional occupations. That means doctors, lawyers, chartered accountants, IPS officers, IAS officers, like this. The number of people pursuing non-traditional occupations in a particular caste is also going to influence the dominance of a particular caste. That's why now the present definition is like this. A caste is said to be dominant whenever it preponderates numerically, when it also wields preponderant economic and political power, provided its status in the local caste hierarchy is not too low, along with the presence of Western element. Only for your easy understanding, I cut the definition into 4 criteria. But in the exam, you have to incorporate all the criteria in the form of a single definition. Now let us discuss what is the influence of dominant caste. Dominant caste influences almost all the members of a particular village. A dominant caste exhibits more concern for its social superiority rather than ritual superiority. The first one is they exhibit more concern for social superiority rather than ritual superiority. Ritual superiority means they rank as per the ancient scriptures. Consider, as per the ancient scriptures, Brahmins must be given superior position. But at present in the society, Brahmins are not dominant. Some other castes may be dominant in different regions. If you go to Andhra Pradesh, Reddys are considered as dominant caste people. Chaudharys are considered as dominant caste people. But ritually, they belong to Shudra category. That means fourth category. Brahmins are the first category. They don't bother about that ritual category. They give more importance to social superiority. Say for example, in a village, if they want to organize one festival in a temple, then the Brahmin priests have to approach the members of the dominant caste first. Otherwise, it is not possible for them to organize that ritual or a festival. Without intimating the members of the dominant caste, if they want to organize one festival, then they will give warning. That's why here they will exhibit more concern for social superiority rather than ritual superiority. If you go to Rampura, the place where M.N. Srinivas studied the concept of dominance, the Brahmin priest allows Vakkaligas. Vakkaligas are the dominant caste in that region. The Brahmin priest allows the Vakkaligas to have Harati first, but not others. Otherwise, they cannot survive. Similarly, if you go to Punjab, in Punjab, Jats, they are dominant. Jats treat Brahmins as menials. That means servants or laborers. If you go to Uttar Pradesh, there is one town by name Madhapur. In Madhapur, Thagurs are the dominant caste people. Thagurs consider Brahmins as the lower caste. They don't accept even water also from the Brahmins. Why? Because of their numerical preponderance, economic preponderance, political preponderance, they acquired the dominance. That's why they don't bother about religious superiority or the ritual superiority. They give more importance to social superiority. That's it. This is the first thing. Second one is, you have to write these examples in the exam. If we explain with more examples, you will get more marks. Second one is, dominant caste acts as a model for sensitization. Model for sensitization. Sensitization means it is the imitation of the lifestyle of the upper caste by the lower caste in order to get recognition like that of the members of the higher caste. Consider Brahmin, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras. On Shudras, number of disabilities are imposed. Brahmins are enjoying number of privileges. When Brahmins are enjoying more privileges and Shudras are facing number of disabilities, definitely they also will have the desire to get privileges like that of Brahmins. If you get the chance to become Prime Minister of India, definitely you will be ready to occupy that position. Why? Because it is associated with a number of privileges. Am I correct or not? Everyone wants to have more and more higher status. That's why in the olden days, even in the recent past also, that means in this century also, we observed sensitization process. That means the lifestyle of the upper caste will be imitated by the lower caste in order to get recognition as the members of the upper caste. Actually, it is a slow process. It takes a number of decades also. Whenever lower caste imitate the lifestyle of the upper caste, gradually over a period of time, the lower caste people will be recognized as the upper caste people. If you go to Gujarat, there is one community by name Kanbis, Kunbis, different names, all are same. Kanbis, they are considered as lower caste people. Actually, in the medieval India, even during the 19th century, they worked as peasant cultivators. They were given inferior rank in the society. In the 1930s, in order to get higher status in the society, they followed Kshatriya model of sensitization. That means they followed the lifestyle of the Kshatriyas. And they changed their name also, Pattedars. Kanbis changed their name to Pattedars. Now these people are called as Patels. Once upon a time they were peasant cultivators. They were given lower status in the society. In 1930s, at that point of time, Kshatriyas were dominant. That's why they followed Kshatriya model of sensitization. Gradually in Gujarat, the business was developed very well. That's why Vaishyas became dominant communities. That's why later they followed Vaishya model of sensitization. That means they followed the lifestyle of the Vaishyas. Initially they followed Kshatriya model of sensitization. Later they followed Vaishya model of sensitization. Why? Because over a period of time the dominance was changed. Once upon a time Kshatriyas were dominant. That's why it acted as model for the lower caste for sensitization process. Later Vaishyas become dominant caste. That's why they became model for the lower caste. That's why a dominant caste acts as a model for sensitization. We will discuss the sensitization process in detail. We have sensitization also in our syllabus. Then the next one is dominant caste can impose and maintain social restrictions. Can impose and maintain social restrictions. In some textbooks, it is mentioned like this: a dominant caste acts as a watchdog of culture. But I'll use this sentence: dominant caste can impose and maintain social restriction. Here, the meaning is watchdog of culture means behavior. For each and every village, there will be certain customs regarding the behavior of the people, how to behave, and what are the relations that are to be there among different castes, like this. If there is any deviation from the norms and customs of a particular society, then dominant caste comes into action in order to restore normalcy. That's why in that sense, some people use this term: dominant caste acts as a watchdog of culture. But I'll give more preference to this sentence: dominant caste can impose and maintain number of social restrictions. See, in 1930s, if you go to Tamil Nadu, in Tamil Nadu there is one district by name Ramnad. In Ramnad district, there is one dominant caste by name Kallar. Kallar caste was dominant caste in 1930s in Ramnad district. Numerically preponderant, economically and politically they are powerful. The ritual status is not too low in the society. That's why they are more powerful. Then there was a clash between Kallar community and Adi Dravidians. Then finally this Kallar caste community, they were dominant, numerically preponderant, economically, politically they are powerful. That's why they attacked the members of Adi Dravidian community, and finally they made Adi Dravidians to subordinate to the Kallar community. Then they imposed certain restrictions on the members of Adi Dravidians. Men should not crop their hair. They should not they should not cover the upper part of the body, not only men but also women. They should not use sandals. They should eat only in earthen-made plates and they should use only earthen-made pots. Females should not apply sandal paste to their body. Females should not use flowers in their locks. Like this, they imposed a number of restrictions and they maintained them. Why? Because they are numerically powerful, economically powerful, politically powerful. That's why their orders are nothing but laws. That's why a dominant caste can impose and maintain social restrictions. Because numerically they are powerful, economically powerful, politically also they are powerful. That's why they can impose and maintain the social restrictions. The next influence is dominant caste people monopolize the important administrative offices. We have introduced reservation in local elections from 1992 onwards. That means the 1992 Panchayat Raj Act. That means it was implemented from 1993 onwards. But before that, only the members of the lower caste used to contest the elections and they used to reach the power positions. That's why most of the times the administrative offices, that means the position of president or sarpanch, the administrative offices are monopolized by the members of the dominant caste people. That's why the members of the dominant caste people monopolized administrative offices. Whenever they are there in administrative positions, definitely they will secure number of benefits to the members of their caste. That's why dominant caste secures economic benefits. Dominant caste secures economic benefits to its members. And at the same time, they will secure economic benefits to its members, and at the same time, they will patronize the poor. The biggest patron of a particular village is almost always from the dominant caste. Patron means supporters. That means whenever lower caste people they are in need, they will come and approach the higher caste people or the dominant caste people for the sake of assistance during hospital admission or for the sake of admission of their children into education institutions or at the time of marriage. The lower caste people approach the dominant caste people and they will give some money. The dominant caste people give some land also to carry out cultivation. That's why dominant caste patronizes the poor. The biggest patron in a village is almost always from the dominant caste. Apart from this, dominant caste influences the decisions of village council. Dominant caste influences the decisions of village council. Like that of caste council. What is the function of caste council? To settle the disputes among the members of a particular caste. Similarly, village council means to settle the disputes among the members of a particular village. Some of the elders belonging to different castes form one council. In a village council, important members from different castes will be there. But the chairman of that village council is almost always from the dominant caste. That's why his decisions are going to prevail over the decisions of the remaining members of the village council. That's why, as he is a member of dominant caste, He can take decisions in favor of the members of the dominant caste also. That's why dominant caste influences the decisions of village council. Why? Because the head of the village council is a member of dominant caste. Similarly, dominant caste influences the decisions of caste councils. Caste councils. Say for example, consider me. If I am the member of a dominant caste in a particular village, consider Reddys. I belong to Reddy community. I belong to dominant caste. Let us assume. Then in another caste, there is a conflict among its members. I belong to one caste and another caste is there. Say for example, Yadavas. For example, in Yadavas, there is a dispute between two people, A and B. There is a dispute between A and B belonging to another caste. Now, if A is my friend or if A is close to me, I am the member of the dominant caste. In that village, my caste is dominant. All the remaining castes are subordinate to my caste. That's why I can influence the members of the caste councils of this caste, so that I can get a decision in favor of my AD or in favor of my close friend. That's why, even though they have one caste council, the members of the caste council belong to that caste, but they are subordinate to the dominant caste in that village. That's why the dominant caste can influence the decisions of the caste councils. And dominant caste people, they are more powerful. Generally, you can come across in some areas underpayment. Dominant caste people, under dominant caste people, a lot of lands will be there, and the lower caste people work on those lands. After carrying out work, the dominant caste people may give very less payment, less than the minimum wages also. Underpayment will be there. If they raise their voice, those people may be beaten up. That's why dominant caste people, they underpay the people, they beat the people, and they used to gratify the sexual desires with the women of lower caste. Gratification of sexual desires with the women of lower caste. This is the influence of dominant caste. Once again, I am repeating. Dominant caste exhibits more concern for social superiority rather than ritual superiority. Brahmins in Rampura allow Vakkaligas to have Harati first. In Punjab, Jats treat Brahmins as menials. In Uttar Pradesh, Thagurs treat Brahmins as menials. They do not accept even water also from the Brahmins. Dominant caste acts as a model for sanitization. Dominant caste can impose and maintain number of social restrictions. Dominant caste monopolizes important administrative offices. The dominant caste secures economic benefits to its members. Dominant caste patronizes the poor. Dominant caste influences the decisions of the village council. Dominant caste influences the decisions of the caste councils. Dominant caste underpays, beats, and gratifies its sexual desire with the women of the lower caste. This is the influence of dominant caste. Now, let us discuss the significance of the concept. Significance. respect to significance, there are 3 important points. First one is, if you study the concept of dominant caste, you can easily understand the hierarchy of relations in the villages. Second one is, you can understand how the disputes are settled in the villages, settlement of disputes. Third one is, you can understand the patterns of sensitization. So depending upon the dominant caste, different people follow different models of sensitization. That means, if the Brahmanic lifestyle is imitated by any lower caste, then that is called Brahmanic model of sensitization. If the Kshatriya model of lifestyle is imitated by the lower caste, then that is called Kshatriya model of sensitization. If the Vaishya model of lifestyle is imitated by the lower caste, then that is called Vaishya model of sensitization. If a Shudra lifestyle is imitated, then that is called Shudra model of sensitization. Shudra model will also be followed by the untouchables. I told you, untouchables are lower than the Shudras. Like this, there are different models of sensitization. So, if you study the concept of dominant caste, you can understand the hierarchy of relations in the villages, the settlement of disputes in the villages, and you can understand the patterns of sensitization in the villages. This is about the significance of the concept of dominant caste. Now let us discuss the criticism to the concept of dominant caste. Criticism. The first criticism is, according to M.N. Srinivas, for a caste to become dominant, first of all there must be numerical preponderance. Preponderance means more. Numerically they must be more. But numerical preponderance may not always be a criterion for a caste to become dominant. That's why numerical preponderance may not always be a criterion for a caste to become dominant. If you go to Andhra Pradesh, we'll discuss most of the times the examples from South India. Why? Because the caste system is more stronger in South India. Okay, whatever it may be. Now, if you go to Andhra Pradesh, Reddys and Kammas, they are considered as dominant caste people. But Reddys constitutes only 6% of the population, and Kamma caste constitutes only 4.8% of the population. That means they are not numerically preponderant. That's why numerical preponderance may not always be a criterion for a caste to become dominant. This is one. Second one is, according to M.N. Srinivas, the dominance is with respect to a particular caste. That means according to M.N. Srinivas, a caste can become dominant, but entire caste may not be dominant. If you go to certain regions, certain sections of a caste may be dominant. That means a group of families, entire caste may not be dominant. If you go to Rajasthan, or if you go to Shamirpet is in the outskirts of Hyderabad. In these areas, certain Jagirdari families are dominant. That means certain families may be dominant, not the entire caste. Certain lineages may be dominant. Lineages means a group of people who are produced along one line, grandfather, his son, and his son, like this lineage. Certain clans may be dominant. Clan means it's like that of lineage, but larger group for number of generations. Here 3 or 4 generations will be there. Here number of generations will be there. That's why entire caste may not be dominant. In certain regions like Rajasthan and Shamirpet of Hyderabad, in these regions certain Jagirdari families are dominant. Certain lineages may be dominant. The present CM of Andhra Pradesh, Jagannath Reddy, his father Y.S. Rajshekhar Reddy, his father is. The father of Rajshekhar Reddy is Raja Reddy. Raja Reddy. Raja Reddy has two sons, Rajashekhar Reddy and Vivekananda Reddy. The present CM Jagannath Reddy is the son of Rajshekhar Reddy. That means Raja Reddy was powerful. He had two sons. Even though he had two sons, only the people who are produced along this line have become dominant. The children of Vivekananda Reddy have not become so dominant. The children of Rajshekhar Reddy have become dominant. That means certain lineages. Lineages means all the people who are produced along one line. Certain lineages have the reputation of producing capable leaders. That's why entire caste may not be dominant. Certain families may be dominant, certain lineages may be dominant, and certain clans. Clans means it's a larger group. That means Raja Reddy and his relatives and a larger group will be there. We'll discuss in detail what is the meaning of clan. Please remember that clan is like that of lineage only, but it is a larger group. If you go to Uttar Pradesh, eastern part of Uttar Pradesh, certain Rajput families, certain clans belonging to Rajputs are dominant. That's why entire caste is not dominant. Certain families may be dominant, certain lineages may be dominant, certain clans may be dominant. Don't write this Jagannath Reddy and Rajshekhar Reddy example in the exam. Then third one is, according to M.N. Srinivas, dominant caste acts as a model for sensitization. Dominant caste acts as a model for sensitization. It may be true, but there are certain exceptions. If you go to Tamil Nadu, there is one place by name Kongu Nadu. In Tamil Nadu, Vellalas are the dominant caste. Vellalas. But in the Kongu Nadu region, people did not follow the lifestyle of Vellalas. They followed the lifestyle of Brahmins. That means dominant caste may not always be a model caste. Dominant caste may not always be a model for sensitization. Then, according to M.N. Srinivas, dominant caste secures economic benefits to its members. Dominant caste secures economic benefits to its members. It may be true, but it is not always correct. Say, for example, for your easy understanding, I am telling, take the case of Andhra Pradesh. Reddys are there. Some Reddys are there in one political party, some Reddys are there in another political party. If dominant caste secures economic benefits to its members, they should forget their differences on the basis of parties, and the Reddy members of one party should help the Reddy members of another party. But it will not take place. In fact, even though all are belonging to one particular caste, whenever they are associated with one political party, they would like to suppress them economically so that a competition can be avoided. So the concept of dominant caste, or according to M.N. Srinivas, dominant caste secures economic benefits to its members. But it may not be true. The concept of dominant caste ignored the presence of factions, the presence of pressure groups. See, the members of a particular caste may be divided into factions. Then both the groups, even though they are belonging to same caste, they would like to kill each other, they would like to suppress economically each other. politically each other. That's why dominant caste may not secure economic benefits to all of its members. That means it ignored the presence of factions. Similarly, pressure groups. Pressure groups means a group of people form one group in order to pressurize a particular group or the government, whatever it may be. Now consider, if you go to rural areas, dominant caste will be there, other caste will be there. Nowadays in each and every caste, rich people are there, poor people are there. In Brahmins, rich people are there, poor people are there. In Vaishyas, rich people are there, poor people are there. In Reddis, poor people are there, rich people are there. Now, in a particular village, some lands are under the control of some Reddis, some Brahmins, some Vaishyas. And at the same time, in each and every caste, there are some poor people who have been working as agricultural laborers. Now, if they are getting less agricultural wages, if they want to demand the landlords to increase the wages, then the agricultural laborers belonging to all the castes will form one group, and they would like to fight against the landlords in order to increase their wages. Then all the landlords belonging to different castes, they will form one group. Like this, even though they are belonging to different castes, in order to pressurize or in order to withstand the pressure, they will form groups. Here the caste-based differences will be, they will forget the caste-based differences. That's why dominant caste, the immense universe ignored the presence of factions or the presence of pressure groups. According to him, dominant caste secures economic benefits to all of its members. But it is not so. That's why the concept of dominant caste ignored the presence of factions and pressure groups. This is about the concept of dominant caste. Now let us discuss the probable questions from the concept of dominant caste. First one is, they'll mention like this only, dominant caste. That's it. Or 10 marks. They'll mention like this only. In 10 marks questions, in the compulsory question, 10 marks questions will be there. They'll mention like this only. Here, they did not specify anything to explain the influence of dominant caste or to criticize the dominant caste, like that. They did not specify anything. Whenever they did not specify anything, then that is called open-ended question. We can write anything. It doesn't mean that we can write anything. Here in our answer, there must be comprehensive coverage of the entire concept. First one is introduction part. After that, definition must be there. After that, influence. After that, significance. Here, this is a 10 marks question. You have to write about the concept. You need not to discuss about criticism. Here, introduction. Introduction must be relevant. You have to write like this. The concept of dominant caste was introduced by M.N. Srinivas after carrying out his fieldwork in Rampura. In his works, The Social System of a Mysore Village and The Dominant Caste in Rampura. That's it. The introduction must be relevant. After that, you have to write the definition. According to M.N. Srinivas, a caste is said to be dominant whenever it preponderates numerically, when it also wields preponderant economic and political power, provided its status in the local caste hierarchy is not too low. After that, directly write about influence. You can write about influence. Here I gave a number of examples for each and every point, but you need not to give all those examples. This is a 10 marks question. That's why you can write the influence. Just mention one example. You need not explain the example also. Just mention one example for important points. After that, significance. Only 3 points are there. It is useful to understand the hierarchy of relations, for the settlement, to understand the settlement of disputes in the villages, and to understand the patterns of sensitization. Here the content is fixed, here the content is fixed, here the content is fixed. Here, depending upon the requirement, you have to expand this. Now, another possible question. You have to use this structure in your answer. These components must be there. Sometimes questions can be asked like this. If they want to ask long answer question, they will ask like this: explain the influence of dominant caste of MN universe. Here in this question, the keyword is explain. Explain means you have to explain that concept. But they are specifying. They are asking explanation of what? Influence. That's why you have to explain the influence. That means you have to take examples. With the help of examples, you have to explain. That's why here you have to concentrate on influence. I told you number of points. You have to write all those points with examples. This question can be asked for 15 marks or 20 marks. Depending upon the number of marks allotted, you have to decide in the examination hall itself how many examples that you have to give and whether to explain them in detail or not. Then, in the free material part in your app also, you can come across the answer to this question. Sometimes questions can be asked like this: critically examine the concept of dominant caste. Then start with introduction. That introduction must be definition. Why? Because there is criticism against the criteria especially. That's why you have to write definition. After that, critically examine not the concept, influence. Critically examine the influence of dominant caste. Then you have to write influence. Then you have to write criticism. Sometimes question can be asked like this: examine or analyze the influence of dominant caste. Whenever the question is asked on exam, I told you previously also, write about the influence. After writing about influence, write about significance. And here write about criticism. I gave you in the previous class also the framework for a particular answer depending upon the keywords. Like this, these are the probable questions.